Welcome back to Brighton, Colorado, where the rain has stopped. It's like we may finally see a little bit of sunlight. See some form of sunlight right now. The track is pretty much almost dry. It is currently 3:15 on the East Coast. So this means after this storm, we are pretty much fully ready to get the remainder of today's race from Brighton High School in. So after a 2-hour delay, there was after approximately a little over an hour and 35-minute delay, is the green flag waved at 1:09 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. locally, and the red flag came out at about 2:01 p.m. Eastern, so 12:01 here. So it was an hour and 14 minutes under the red flag. Covers came off. Right now, it's just partly cloudy. Right now, as you see over in the distance, a little past City Hall, which is actually not far from the Speedway. The sun is actually starting to peak a little bit through some of the clouds. It is cloudy. There is a chance of more showers later in the afternoon. So, as a crew chief, what do? Well, you've built up the rubber all weekend, only to have the rain just now washed away. So now it's a big reset button. You're going to see drivers try to push the limit and limit a bit more, and we could increase the likelihood of more accidents. By the way, after 4 laps complete, the 4 of Dylan Murway is currently led pretty much all of them since the drop of the green. WUB Network, the 78 car, the Furniture Row Racing team, they are currently second. They are also based down in Denver, which is about a 45-minute drive from here. So they tested here and Pikes Peak and the road course configuration for when they come here in June for our last NASCAR on Fox race. So top 5, Dylan Murway, WB Network, Joshua Leanbatch, Caleb Hoffman, and Robert Smith, the top 5. So some things to note. Jacob 2, he started last after a crash in qualifying yesterday evening. He is currently running 22nd since the drop of the green, and he was this close to getting caught up in a wreck off turn 4. 22nd, outside lane. He is the green Mountain Dew Chevrolet. Pace car is starting to peel off, and we're back underway in Brighton. '22 got a terrible start. He's getting shuffled out here on the bottom, here in the middle lane. Loses a few spots. But a side-by-side battle for the leadoff, too. Looks like the 78 has the edge. 3 wide. On the bottom, you see Lombard down on the flat. The U.S. Air Force Chevrolet picking up a couple spots. How about Joseph Lombard? His brother Zach crashed early. Crashed in the first caution flag. He's currently in 12th right now, getting past the 24. He could very well and possibly try to challenge the 20 for a spot in 11th. And wow, look at this. The 78 just almost took the 4 out to the grass. Luckily, everybody saved it. Caleb Hoffman is up to 3rd. You're on board with the Peak Toyota. You see him right to the Back of that 19. They're 4 wide at the back. Well, further back, probably about midfield or so. That's Jacob Tube in the 9. He is all the way on that apron. On that apron right now. He's going to have to come back up. Come up. Oh, somebody looped it around at the back. We are green. Looked like the 21 was the car that got tipped. Everybody is... Sorry, it was the 16 that got turned. And there's some significant damage to both those cars. Yeah, you see that. Here's Jacob Tube trying to get 12th from the 20. I'd say you want to give a shout out to somebody who's really fast and fast pretty much all afternoon. Watch this 9 car. See, he started at the back before the rain delay. Many people wrote him off. That car was not the backup car. He said was worse. We were struggling all practice, pretty much all week. Crashes his primary. Backup car has been pretty good. Dick. Mike, Jacob, I was talking to Jacob Tube the morning before, during the rain delay when we were in commercial, and he talking about the lap car, and he said it was caca. It was absolutely terrible. Car wouldn't turn. It would not hold a line. It would always shoot up. Car was ridiculously tight. They put the setup that they from North Carolina last year, the first race where he won. You know, and they also tested at the Oval Pikes Peak a couple weeks ago on a Friday evening for an hour before going to Shanahan's Steakhouse. Since then, he's taken some of that knowledge and experience, put him in this car as he makes a pass for the lead on the 20 for position here. As you see the 43 right in the middle. Nate Sherman has a problem. He's really slipped back quite a ways in the running order. Matt. Nate Sherman got on the radio, told crew chief Kevin Mender, "I'm blowing up. Car is blowing up." And there it is. Blowing up is Nate Sherman. Caution is out. Wonder if this justifies that things were going to get crazy. Oh, more. Watch this out. Yeah, I just lost power, guys. Guys, I just lost power. I don't know what happened. It just blew up. Well, you could see it. Oh, he had contact with somebody. If they just tried to put the bumper. Actually, the 14 just slowed up. Oh. Hits the brakes. They see the 20. See, everybody had to actually know. It was the one car he hit on a restart. Had some damage. Oh, yep. That's the problem here with these short tracks is you get these cars that are bunched together going, 2-3 wide, idle restarts, and how flat things get. 48 had contact with somebody And then he just dropped. He's been dropping back multiple laps. The next thing you know, the engine lets go, causing a pretty heavy oil spill. Oil spill on the racetrack. So now Nate Sherman is done the smart thing, taking his car to the garage. However, there is a lot of oil on the speedway. They've already got it at the local student section. They have from the local high school and special dryers. They are putting the kitty litter down for the speed dryers to blow through. Remember, Brighton High School Boys and Girls Club, the local Brighton, Colorado Boys and Girls Club, going through and putting down some kitty litter. So anyways, after that little mess here, looks like WB Network wants a push from the 18 on the restart. This coming restart. Let's listen in. Hey, go get with Tony and tell him I want to push on this restart. If we don't get past this 4, he's gone. That dude is gone. Anyways, while we look ahead, head to next week on NASCAR on Fox, the first night race of the year. Going out to Texas Motor Speedway, Saturday Night Lights. We're going to be a sellout crowd in that race. Coverage for that means at 7 p.m. Eastern with the AT&T Countdown to Green, and then at 7:30 will be telecast to the Texas Chevrolet Dealers 500 on Fox. Now, beforehand, you got practice and qualifying. Practice will begin at 1 o'clock Eastern on FX. Practice 2 will begin at 3 p.m. Eastern on FX, and then qualifying will begin at 5:30 p.m. Eastern, all on FX. And then Saturday there will be one lone happy hour session that will be at 7:30 a.m. You wake up bright and early tomorrow for the practice session. It'll be on FX, and you can watch it on FX Now and the Fox Sports app. While we're here, we also intercepted some pretty interesting radio communications from the 88. Hey, how bad did Nate's engine let go? Pretty bad, man. It blew shit all over the place on the front stretch. I mean, let me know. My oil temps are currently, we're rising slowly, but now they're cooled down. I'll keep you guys posted. All right, cool. Pace car is off. We are back to green, and he got the push he wanted, and then some. And that's going to trap the 4 in the middle, 3 wide. Hoffman on the flat and 1. He is all the way on the apron. That car is below the racing surface. Hoffman to the lead, and oh, there's a crash. 20 is spun and ran, and we had all sorts of problems. Looks like the 41's in it, the 24's in it. It looks like the 10 may have got on some damage. See the 17 in the smoke. 14's involved. He's rolling back. It looks like there's a dozen cars behind all this. See the 6 of Peyton Beasley's. Beasley's in it. He wrote it down. There's several cars in this. It is a roadblock in turn 2. And a lot of cars are torn up. It's almost like the 11. Oh, okay, that one hurt. See, Blake Dillon, that's 3 of the Stewart-Haas racing cars all in one crash. Hunter Rizzoni, Alvin Alonso, you saw him spun backwards in 2. Peyton Beasley, Hunter Miller, the 24. He was the second car to spin in all this. So in total, 9 cars were involved in the great jam session of the backstretch. And of those 9, only 2 of them are surprisingly going behind the wall, possibly 3. Yeah, possibly 3. The 17 was tipped in all this. It was tipped around, so while we're discussing that wild restart, Robert Smith in the 2 is now in the lead. He's fighting one of the longest winning streaks in the series that this series has ever seen. So now we are at 9 laps to go. 8 when we get the green. And now the sun is beginning to come out. Out a little bit on the front stretch. A little bit. But you see that big ominous cloud in the sky? Yeah, it's looking quite big. Yeah, rain's about 20 minutes out, FYI. This restart may be the last, so everybody's going to be possibly wadding a bunch of them up right here. So be careful. How about this? Jacob Tube in the 9 and had a great pit stop. He's up to 8th. Apollo Moon lost 6. Everything else up front is mostly unchanged. Ready? All right, green. Oh, somebody in the back didn't get going. Oh, and there's a big mess. The 11 and the 9. And now we're stacking them up already. Stacking them up. All right, come on. Stacking up big. There's a big wreck. Big freaking wreck here. Everyone's dead. Big wreck. Big wreck. And more collected. All right, stop the car. Stop the freaking car. Stop the car. What just happened? Did the 11 just not get going, or what's the deal there? Looked to me like the 2 may have just didn't get. Yeah, 2 didn't get. 19 didn't get going. It bottled everybody up. Then the 11 went, 9 went, 11 didn't. Picked the 11 up. Then somebody hit the 9. It was the 42. 42's got some damage. And then people behind just started wadding up. There's at least 5, 6, 7 cars. They're going to red flag this thing. Because there's so many wrecked race cars, it's not even funny. Look at that. More contenders taken out in crashes like this. Derek Lewis, a lot of damage. In fact, the only reason they're waving the red flag because when the 11 hit, it actually cracked the fence that they normally use for high school events and the football games here in the fall. The 11 and the 9 hit each other and snapped the cage on the fence. And pushed the tires back about half a foot or half an inch. It was only reason it wasn't just that one car. It was like everybody else. Wadded in. That 80 got tipped in all this. 16, 55 piled in. 29 got in it. They're going to stop the cars here. In fact, there's reports that some drivers under this restart were having reports of water in the area, of moisture. And you can definitely see it now. see it now. As you see, NASCAR is looking at those 4 cars that were wadded up in this mess. So again, and to think the cars in the last wreck had their hopes ruined. Look at this. If this keeps up, they could be right back in it. We told you we were coming into this race when we were looking at the pre-race this morning. The weather and the way this track acts is it acts like a short track. It's a mile long when you fit 34 cars going high speed in such a tiny corner. Things like this are gonna be a thing. It's the same thing when we come here for the Open. It's the same thing when we come here for the All-Star race. There's gonna be these kinds of situations. And to think Jacob Tube was second last week, back a couple weeks ago, back at North Carolina on March 10th. Now he's probably going to finish 25th at least if we get this race restarted, because drivers are reporting rain with 6 to go. Obviously, as we look at the restart, we're looking back at restart footage before the crash. Looked like there are reports that Robert Smith got a push from the 18, got going from the 18, got the lead, but the 78 was right on glued to that back of that 19. A lot of people are saying, yep, Caleb Hoffman is currently scored as the leader for some reason, while these cars are riding around under caution. And yep, the rainstorm is even worse than the previous one. That previous yellow, the previous one that led to a red flag. And see, Derek Lewis is still riding around in 10th with a busted nose. "23 cars still running," and we're getting reports that NASCAR, the rain is just getting so bad that spotters can't even see. There actually is another warning that was just issued through my headset a few months ago from local Fox Denver radio station, saying that there is a national weather warning in effect due to how unpredictable Colorado Springs can be, with the storms and all the rain coming down. And right now they're saying that due to this heavy rain, NASCAR has decided that this last lap 15, when these guys ride around under caution, will be the last lap. They're not going to make the effort to dry the track. The rain's getting pretty heavy now, which means when we come around to the checkered flag, Caleb Hoffman, the number 19, will be scored the winner as these drivers continue to ride around under yellow. And think about it, Dylan Murway had a strong ride coming into today's race, led pretty much the opening portion of this event. Not the 78 led a couple laps, and the 2 led a lap, and so did the 9. And the 19 currently is leading a lap. So this means since this race is going to end they're going to tell the drivers, and obviously the safety of the fans too. And NASCAR doesn't want to be shortening races because of some bad weather. They want to give the fans the full advertised distance. So today they wanted to give the fans 300 miles, but the problem is nobody can predict weather. Not even Larry McReynolds can predict weather 100% of the time. So again, due to the heavy weather that has moved into the Brighton area right now, in fact, there's reports of hail being reported down in Keene, further up north in Hudson, in local town Hudson, Colorado. So this means that off of 4, Caleb Hoffman tames the demons of last fall, all here at Brighton, and he's going to win the Waffle House 300. Wow, it seemed like the skies when the wreck happened opened up in a downpour. That's the whole reason all those cars got wadded up. In fact, you see the 7 has a bit of damage from this incident as well. Actually, after we show you the results, we'll go over people involved, because there is a list of them. You know of 7 that just went to the garage. Yeah, we know of 7 cars that were involved in this wreck. So we know the 42, the 7, you see the 3 with basically no bumper in this instance. He was one that pushed the 16 in. The 42, obviously, he was the one that hit the 9. And what really, that kind of was the Kickstarter to this incident. Hit the 43, so there's 4 cars right there that drove away. But the cars that... So we had 5... So we had 4 that limped it to the garage. 88, 16, 55, and 29. The 11, the 9, and the 15 did not. So that's 11 cars and 1 restart wreck. Yikes. Did we go to Talladega? I thought those last few laps we went to Talladega for a second. So in fact, normally in the situations we do in these races here at Brighton, especially the All-Stars, we do victory lane there on the front stretch. Obviously, respect the groundskeepers of the school from not, doing a burnout on the football team's on the school logo. They would normally do a burnout and go in and celebrate with the fans and do their interviews there. But due to the nature of obviously the storm, they're actually going to bring all the drivers inside the campus and conduct interviews there, which means Caleb Hoffman's interview will be actually done in a classroom. Weirdest place to do a victory lane interview? We think so. Anyways, while we're here, let's go ahead and skim through your unofficial results. You see the cars on the bottom of the screen. and pretty much everybody from here down, from the 43 down, was in some kind of accident today. And see here as the field continue, and we get lower and lower, and then the 31 and the 95 were involved in the first accident. How about this? Caleb Hoffman, winner today, Saturday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. 7 p.m. Eastern will be coverage of the AT&T Prairie Show from Texas. And at 7:30 p.m., our first night race, folks. Telecast of the Texas Chevrolet Dealers 500 on Fox, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Then wrap up the weekend with NASCAR Victory Lane at 11:30 p.m. Eastern. Well, Caleb Hoffman survived a lot of crashing, made some right moves, basically he was the most amphibious car, which kind of fit with the theme of rain today. He was the most mobile car I've seen. We saw a day, and how mobile the car was on the track helped him go to victory lane. Congratulations to Caleb Hoffman. We will see you Saturday at Texas.